Alrighty, man. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Rundown, hosted by your boy Simp Guy. I had to do this impromptu live because, man, Anton Daniels was over there getting destroyed by the women. So Keri and Micca, they end up just really going off on Anton about his whole opinion about women, black women, dating, relationships, all of that shit. They was on bro head. So look, I'm not gonna waste your time. I didn't even share this video out to everybody. I just want y'all to see the video immediately. Let's go ahead and get directly into it, man. I got the clip of the part I want to react to. I know how Anton get down, so let me do this right here. All right. I'm gonna throw a little yeah, we're gonna throw that on there. And fair use, man. Now in this clip, Anton is basically saying that husbands don't need their wives. That basically he would have been more successful if he didn't have his wife, if he didn't have Rita, if he didn't have to depend on her and et cetera, et cetera. He would, I guess he's saying that men get slowed down when they have a woman. Let's just listen to the content and see what bro say, because Anton be tripping.
You're gonna have to catch me. You want to travel with me, then you're just gonna have to quit your fucking job. Like you got choices. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be around me, then you just gonna have to be, you're gonna have to fill in the gaps. But I'm not ever gonna be sitting here regretting the path that I took, depending on somebody that may or may not change their mind. Fuck that.
Most women, right at this point, especially with guys that have money or access, most women at this point, they don't care. They don't care about that marriage stuff. They, as long as they're taken care of, you go do what you want.
Nope. See,
Most
I'm
of
looking at my
them
girl
don't like
Tanea.
to be
Shout out to
around men at
Tanea.
this
She
point.
says that's unbiblical, Anton. Your family is your first ministry. That's why it's important for a man to choose one. Nope, you're wrong.
No, she's completely right, Anton. Your family is the most important thing that a man ever will get a part of. Your children is your legacy. Your family is your legacy. Every major man and woman knows this. When you look into English history and you look into Scottish history, kings and queens, it's a reason why they care about lineage. It's a reason why they care about your sons. Anton don't care about this because he don't have a son. Anton's daughter would go on to give her name to somebody else, et cetera, et cetera. It don't matter to him if his daughter. His, I'm starting to believe that Anton don't care about his wife or his family, and it's based on how he speaks. Like this woman said, it's unbiblical. Your family is your first ministry. That's why it's important for a man to choose his wife. That's important. It's important for y'all to both have your relationship aligned with how God sees your relationship. And for Anton to be a Christian, he should know this. Oh, cool. Had to make sure my audio was good. Let me spark my blunt. Listen. I'm doing so much work, man. In the background over here is crazy. But let's get some work done. Let's get it.
You're wrong. You're all wrong. Absolutely. And a woman will sit there and tell you that she comes first, and that's gonna be the breaking point because I'm gonna be like, that's cool. I feel you. Word, and I'm gonna walk right on out.
Anton wouldn't be where he is in life without his wife. We all know it. Anton need Rita. He has always needed Rita to grow. That's just what it is. When me and him was beefing back in the day, I would tell him, she's your most important asset. Every time he talks about why he's a better man, he's going to go into his marriage. He's going to talk about his wife. He's going to talk about how he's been married for 25,000 years. This is who he is, always who he has been, right? But how can you, as a married man, downplay your wife, downplay her station, downplay what she means to you and what she means and what my wife is the most important person in my life. It's just that simple. Me and her, we are building the future for our children. The home that we're buying in Vegas, the home that we live in now, all of this stuff is for our children. I just don't understand what is the point of continuously shaming black women, continuously shaming wives, continuously shaming girlfriends who want to be there for you. This is why I don't think Rita really love Anton. And one day I think we're going to get an alimony story. She's going to lead us, man. But look, let me get through this. I got to work in the morning.
Out the door and I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna walk right out the door. I'm gonna go to work, and I'm gonna let you figure it out. I'm gonna let you make a decision. I'm never staying home just to be with you. Now you
Nobody ever said that you had to just stay home just to be with your woman. Every man get up every day and work. It's just that's what it is. No woman is telling a man you have to stay home, don't have a job, don't go out and make money, don't go out and earn degrees because I want you to be with me. There's not a single woman that is saying this. And this is why Keri and Micca gets on Anton ass. All right, fair use, fair use. Let's go.
you can come with me on the road if you want to, but I'm never going to stay home to make you happy and deal with that dry ass conversation of you trying to drum up something because you know I wasn't supposed to be there in the first place.
Are you saying that Rita is boring? Are you saying that Rita has dry ass conversations? Is that why you don't have her on the show and you prefer to have more attractive women like Micca or Keri for that matter? Is this why? Because your wife is boring to you, you find her physically unattractive, you think that she is from a conversation standpoint boring, as you just said, and you'd rather be on the world, you'd rather be on the road, you'd rather be away from your wife. This is the kind of man that we talk about. And this is why I don't respect Anton, never have really respected Anton, because of how he talk about black culture and how he talk about marriage. The way Anton talk about marriage, it don't make me want to be married. I got married because when I talked to Coach Ken, shout out to Coach Ken, he told my wife and I some advice that really stuck with us. And that's make our own rules within our marriage. Period. Put each other's happiness at the forefront and we'll always be okay. But the way Anton make it seem like, and that's why the girls are going to say this in the video, y'all just sit on here and y'all talk about women that y'all don't like. Y'all only talk about women that, y'all think are ratchet or twerkers or some shit like that. Y'all never talk about all women, and that's a problem. But let's keep going, man.
Not dry conversation. Ah,
Because now we got to force a conversation because I'm going to have a bad attitude. And then you're going to get mad at me for having a bad attitude. And then we're going to have a problem. And I'm going to be like, you know what? I should have went to work. And so instead of going through all of that, I'm going to just go to work.
Anton preferred to work than to be around his wife. He preferred to make money on his YouTube channel talking bad about black women every day than to be around his wife. And let me tell you guys something. I don't trust a person who don't want to be around their intimate partner. I said what I said. I don't trust a person who don't want to spend personal time with their partner. I think that Mika is going to bring up later on that even Charlie Kirk said that once a week he put the phones down, put the cameras down, and took his family to church. But you would think this is a big deal for a Christian like Anton. Meanwhile, nope, nope. Instead, he wants to spend less time with his wife and more time working because it's not about building the family or building their lives together. He's using her to build his own life. He don't really give a fuck about her at all. Let's continue.
I'm going to just go to work. So I ain't never, ever putting a woman before my purpose. You can forget it. You can forget it. So anybody else? Anybody, any other thoughts on this?
Think that a man that lives in motion like that, they wouldn't be as great if they were married.
fuck are you talking about, Lex X? Maybe if they were married to a woman like you, they weren't, they would not be as great. But when you listen to people like Barack Obama, he directly said that his wife was part of the reason why he became great. When you listen to Barack Obama directly says that whoever married Michelle Obama would have became president because she was that special, right? It's only when you meet people like Anton who don't respect his wife, who don't love his wife, who don't honor his wife. It's only when you meet people like that do you think marriage is not worth it. It's only when you meet people like that do you think, well, it's only when you it's only when you meet people like Anton Daniels do you sit up here and believe that all black women are trash and that all black women want to use you and all black women are like thugs and all black women this and all black women this, but it don't apply to him, don't apply to his wife, don't apply to his daughter. Only the black women that he run into online. Only other black women that he can't get access to. That's all this. I think Anton is really upset because the beautiful women that he wanted in high school didn't want him, and he had to settle for an unattractive woman.
It holds them back. A woman is the relationships in general demand emotional energy and compromise and presence. So a man that has a vision
That's on both sides, Lex. It's not like men are entering relationships and they're the only one emotionally providing. They're the only ones financially providing. They're the only ones physically providing. That is on both sides. Jesus Christ. And these mammies, they getting worse and worse. I don't know if Anton is paying y'all, because from what I hear, Anton's not paying people. From what I hear, y'all are doing these shows for free. You're not getting no new subscribers. You're not getting no visibility. Anton is using you like the stupid woman that you are. So any black woman that comes online and mammy for a black man like Anton Daniels, it shows me how low your intellect truly is. It shows me that you don't actually care about black women at all. You just want to make some money and use Anton. This is why I appreciate Micca and Keri for being honest in these moments.
like that is not going to balance itself out. So he wouldn't be as successful, Stephen A. Smith.
Mm.
So I do got a quick question. So
Here we go.
do you think, okay, so how do you think the ones that do have wives and become billionaires or multimillionaires, how do you think that works out for them? Do you think they have that 1% woman, or what do you think the woman is doing in order
I
for her
think
to?
that a lot of
I think a lot of times, Mika, and first of all, that's a very good question. If Anton and this girl Lex X is right, then how do we have successful men that have wives, right? How are they balancing it? Are their wives just doing so much more? No, you know the real answer, and you know the answer, Mika. The answer is the men don't make excuses. Anton didn't graduate with a fucking C average because of his wife. Anton didn't not get accepted into colleges because of his wife. He didn't get accepted into any colleges because he was a C student that didn't take his grades seriously. He lacked discipline. The same discipline that has led him to being fat, right? All the money in the world, cars in the world, Rolexes, but you can't lift the weight, but you can't hop on a treadmill. You can't change your life, right? You can buy money, you can buy Gucci, but you can't buy abs. You can't buy a strong back, right? Again, this is a man that prioritizes everything that is wrong in marriages. Everything that is wrong. This is a man that believes he is a benevolent dictator at 5'1", 300 pounds. You can't make this shit up.
a lot of times he could have been even more successful than he was.
He's projecting. Anton is saying basically, I could have been more successful if I didn't marry Rita. right? Let's hear it. Watch.
What did you say?
I think that a lot of times that guy could have been even more successful than what he was. And I also believe that that's a situation in most instances where again he sacrificed. They may be together, but he sacrificed the time that he spent with her in order to go and get that shit.
That's how you substantiate your whole point of uh, he would have been richer if he didn't have his woman in his life. Would you have been richer if Rita wasn't there making thumbnails for you? Would you have been richer if Rita wasn't there doing shows with you consistently, flying out women, getting to know them, picking up from, picking women up from the airport for you? Six the God has talked about that, how, she talked to your wife a lot. She emailed with your wife a lot. Your wife is like a fucking assistant for free. And do the work and labor that she has put into your business that you would have to pay somebody else normally, does that count for anything? Does she get any credit for that? No. A lot of men want women to be slaves, just like Anton Daniels want Rita to be a slave, and he want every woman to be like her. Everybody don't want that relationship because it looks so unappealing, so unloving. Let's keep going. I wasn't even gonna do this live. I was gonna do a pre-recording, but fuck it. I got the AirPods in. Let's get it.
I don't think there's very few rare situations where a woman actually is, and it happens occasionally. There's very few situations where a woman is helping this nigga, like she's actually the catalyst, one of the driving forces for him becoming successful.
Okay, so somebody like even though I'm not fond of this woman, just because of the dynamic, somebody like Hillary Clinton to Bill Clinton.
About her.
From what Bill Clinton says, a lot of the connections came through Hillary.
Bullshit.
No,
Of
I'm
course
telling you.
he gonna say that because he gotta say that. He listen, Bill Clinton is forever in debt to that chick.
Why you say
Because she rode with him after he got caught getting his dick sucked. So
no? I'm talking about from when he was in Arkansas, because he had a book.
he was
where
probably getting his dick sucked back then too. What y'all thought that that's the first time?
So if you do any research on Hillary Clinton, she comes from a prominent family. She has more education than George Bush, and she was more successful in college and, for the most part, as a political leader than George Bush. So when George Bush got online and he said, well, all the connections came from her, well, yeah, that would make sense because this was a woman that was already politically tied through her family. Now, George Bush was also tied through his family, but he was a dumbass. Everybody knew that he was incompetent. And again, when a man says that his wife was one of the main reasons why he gained any success at all, George Bush, Anton don't want to listen to him. He just want to, well, he had to say that because it's gonna basically, it's not gonna give it any legitimacy. It's gonna make it seem like, well, he just had to say it because he got to make his wife feel good. He was probably getting his dick sucked back then. It don't matter. You get your dick sucked by other women all the time, and your wife stayed too. So let's stop. Allegedly.
That he was getting his dick sucked. That's the first time he got caught by the media.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. What do you think that she did?
Nothing. Nothing. Listen, Obama was gonna be Obama regardless of whether Michelle was there or not.
That's not true. Literally according to Obama, that's not true. We don't know if he was going to become a president without Michelle. Only thing we know is what he said. And what he said was whoever married Michelle Obama would become president. Period. That's what the fuck he said. And that's what I'm rolling with. That's what he said. He said whoever married Michelle Obama would have become president because she had that much of an influence on his life. Whether you like it, bro, or not, she had that much of an influence on that man's life, right? And at the end of the day, Michelle Obama is still influencing Barack to this day. Not only that, she gave him a beautiful family, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful family, much like Anton family. Barack Obama has no sons. But you know what? Let's keep going, man. Anton's going to continue to gaslight until Keri comes in and really start to go off on bro.
Then I truly believe that. Like I don't see
So why
these
don't we
women as
just
But
jump
why is he
off the
still
why
married?
don't we
That's what I'm
just go
asking.
jump off the earth?
I
Here we
don't
go.
see
So why
these
don't we
women as
just
But
jump
why is
off
he
the
still
why don't
married?
we
That's what
just
I'm
go
asking.
jump off the earth then? Like why are we here, Anton? What are we here for?
Sex.
Here we go. And look at Quentin. Sex. That's the first thing Quentin says. Keri says, well, if you feel this way about women, why are we here? Why are we even here at all? Why don't we just go jump off the earth? Why are we here? And the first thing Quentin says is
Why
sex.
don't we
women as
just
But
jump
why is he
off the
still
why don't
married?
we
That's what I'm
just go
asking.
jump off the earth then? Like why are we here, Anton? What are we here for?
Sex.
Seriously.
So they can borrow our vaginas when they feel like
Cause
it.
I mean, come
Ass.
on.
But the men are not getting sex though. Quentin says women only reason to exist is because of sex. But I distinctively remember Quentin, talking on Fight Club all the time about how he couldn't get sex, especially from black women. I remember Quentin saying that he was unmarried still because he couldn't get any sex. I remember Quentin talking about how black women thought he was a lame, which is why he didn't mind the idea of paying women for sex, right? Especially in his mind, if women are going to be asking for $200 dates, he might as well give them $200 and get to have sex with them, which is crazy, right? But this is how the men think. I'm, I want to I want to highlight this part of the video so y'all can see, so Jazz can see, so other women can see, right? This is how these men think. This is how these men think. They only care about sex. So out of everything that Anton Wife can bring to the table, sex is the only thing that matters, according to him and Quentin.
To
On.
titties.
Like, I
Ass
get
and
it.
titties.
Why are we here, Anton? What are we here for?
Sex.
Seriously.
So they can borrow our vaginas when they feel like
Cause
it.
I mean, come
Ass and
on.
titties.
Like, I
Ass
get
and
it.
titties.
I get it. Like, I think I'm hoping the sentiment is like a man who's really on his purpose, he gets to where he's going regardless of anything. But come on, like let's not act like if you have a woman by your side who's down with you being on your purpose, there's nothing that helps you out by her being there. It doesn't mean if she wasn't there, you couldn't go. But the way you're saying it is like she ain't do nothing. He don't need nothing. I mean, come on. It just sounds so anti. It's like you just want to be alone.
Anton doesn't care about his wife. Y'all don't want to say it because y'all want to still use the platform. Once you get over using a platform, you can have a genuine conversation. We know that he's a little dictator over there. So as soon as you say something that goes against his image, he's going to drop you from the panel, not allow you to get any visibility anymore, et cetera, right? But based on what he just said, do it sound like he love his wife? Do it sound like they have a loving relationship? Do it sound like he care about her at all? No. Sound like he used her for a vagina, and then he got tired of that, made some money, and started being in other women's faces, hoping that these women would give him vagina as well. That's why he was talking about Jazz vagina 2 weeks ago. Let Jazz boyfriend come over here and talk about Rita vagina. Anton gonna be pissed. Pissed. But she's absolutely right. Why are we categorizing women and relegating women to just sex?
That's
I
how
mean,
Men
they
just want to
that's
be
feel,
alone.
Carrie.
He
Men
That's
does.
just
how
want to
they
be here
yeah,
feel.
alone. Like anything woman is just a headache. I don't want to hear your stale conversation. I don't want
facts,
to be bored with you.
facts.
Stephen A. Smith didn't even say this. He said I wanted to do my thing. We
Actions speak louder than words.
somehow that turned into
He
that
didn't have to
morphed
say it.
into yeah, men being on their purpose. They
He
don't
didn't have
need
to
these
say it. Actions
women.
speak
They
louder than
don't.
words. He didn't have to
Hold
say it.
on, Quentin,
Hey,
Quentin. You gotta let her talk, bro. She's been patient. You gotta
thank you, Anton, for at least doing that. Quentin has no discipline. This is why black women never like Quentin. And the reason why black women never like Quentin, for one, he's weak, right? Let's start there. He's weak. He's a follower. He followed Anton like a fucking pet dog or something. Then you have the situation where, to be perfectly honest, he's not confrontational, right? He don't like getting into it with other black men. He pedestalizes white women like they're not out here smoking meth and doing all kinds of shit, right? He make it seem like they're not raising terrorists and little boys who will grow up to become, I don't know, Tyler Robinson and shoot fucking Charlie Kirk, right? Wasn't a black woman's child from the ghettos of O Block who did that crime. It was a young white male in Utah, right? And now we hear more of their rhetoric and how they feel about black women, all women, for that matter. They should be relegated to sex. They should shut the fuck up. They all have boring conversation. If that's the case, Anton, why do you have Micca there? Why do you have Keri there? Why do you have Molly there? Why do you have Lex there? If they all are just these walking bags of vagina who don't have any intellect or any value to bring to the conversation, why are they in the conversation? Can you answer that question, sir? You're tagged. You're more than welcome to come up.
actually let her get her thoughts off, bro.
Oh,
Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Go
Well,
ahead,
no, go
Karen.
ahead,
A
Quinn. No,
child. A child. That's how a child would respond. Hey, Quinn, can you please let the woman finish? Okay, fine, Daddy Anton. So that's how children respond when a man is asking them to allow a woman to speak. A child huff and puffs like a woman. A real man would say, you know what? You know what, bro? I was wrong. I definitely was violating. I definitely was in my feminine bag. Let me allow this woman to speak, bro. But nope, Quentin is not a man. So he can't allow her to speak. He got to throw a fucking temper tantrum.
You gotta actually let her get her thoughts off, bro.
oh.
Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Go
well,
ahead,
no, go
Karen.
ahead, Quentin. No, I want to hear what Quentin has to say.
I'm just you actions speak louder than words. That was all I had to say. He
What
didn't
does
have to
that
say it.
mean?
Wow.
What does
What
that
is
mean? Whose actions? Women's actions? A
no? He
specific
is.
woman's
You said
actions?
his. You were
Whose
speaking of what he
actions?
said, and I'm saying actions speak louder than words. You said he didn't say what Anton said, but his action shows it. That's why he's not dealing with women.
No, his words told us why his actions are what they are. His words were, I knew I would cheat.
He didn't say that.
He did say that.
He said, "I knew I would cheat."
He said, I will be
He didn't say it
unfaithful.
verbatim, Quentin, but he
He
implied
either
that
said
he was not
unfaithful
going to
or
be
cheat.
faithful.
He either said I wouldn't be faithful or I would cheat. One of the two. Which don't those mean the same thing?
I don't know the way y'all be twisting words in context. I don't know.
Oh my.
Now he's being disingenuous like a little boy. This is why you can't get no coochie, nigga. Because you can't even have a genuine conversation with these ladies. Stephen A. Smith said that he did not want to get married because he don't have the ability to remain faithful. Which means what? Which means he was gonna cheat. If he get with a woman, he get married, he was gonna cheat on his goddamn wife. He lacked dick discipline. It's just that simple. And y'all get on these panels every day and talk about vagina discipline, submission, all the rest of this shit. Just call him out and call it what it is, bro. Stephen A. Smith, at almost 60 years old, is enjoying wealth and privilege, and with that comes women. and he don't want to commit because he's a weak man. He don't want to commit because he's not a God-fearing man. He wants to indulge in lust and he wants to indulge in sin. That's just the facts.
My God, y'all so mad at us. Like, so should we be here or not? Like,
Wait,
come
what? How am I?
on.
How are we mad?
Wait, no, I'm saying with his comment, like, it's like, all right, I get it, and I think I'm being loud. I'm so sorry.
No, do you? I
I
don't got no
I
problem with
I
you. I mean, I disagree with you, but I want to hear your
I
full
am
thought
not
first.
normally one to like hold on to every word. Like, I'm totally a eat the meat, spit out the bones type of a person. But this just sounds so just I just don't like women. Like, they're just
That's the truth, Keri. And you know why, Keri, it sounds like they don't like women? Because they don't like women. That's why it sounds like that. It sounds like they don't like women and they enjoy the company of men more than women because that's exactly what it is. But continue breaking it down for me, my black queen.
worthless, useless pieces of whatever y'all think we are. That's how this comes across. I know somebody's gonna be
So
like,
Micah.
she's
that
so for women, she's whatever. I don't care what the chat
I
says.
disagree with you. I think that you letting the emotional aspect of it control the conversation. Look at you. You can't even listen effectively without rolling your
I'm
eyes.
literally
You
listening.
can't even listen
I'm
without
pulling
rolling your eyes.
because
But you're not gonna say nothing about how Quentin couldn't just listen without yawning and making all kind of fucking noises and shit. If she can't listen effectively, then neither can he. But that's not the problem, right? The problem is when women can't listen effectively. And that's a look, Anton, I told you back in the day, in order to maintain any type of structure, you have to hold people, for the most part, to the same accountability. If white police officers only pulled over black people when they were speeding, we will have a major problem within our justice system. A major problem, bro. And that's what y'all do. Y'all present conversations and then y'all have them one-sided, where y'all shit on any black woman that does anything outside of what y'all think women should do, which is, for the most part, cook, clean, have babies, and shut the fuck up. I mean, it's really depressing. And it make black men look bad. It look like Carrie and Molly are getting sick and tired of, this whole bullshit. They don't want to be a part of this shit. They don't, bro. I can tell they don't. I can tell they only there for the money and visibility. And soon, real soon, they're gonna get tired of that shit. Real soon, bro. You heard it here first. Real soon, they're gonna say, you know what? I'm done with these niggas. We need to move on to a conversation where it's more genuine, authentic, not little boys like Quentin huffing and puffing.
Because you're
because
not listening to understand right now. That's why you rolled your eyes. I didn't even add the context.
that's not why I roll my eyes, but I will wait
No,
and
go ahead. Why
listen
did you roll your
because
eyes?
you might clear up something. So let me
Why did you roll your
reserve.
eyes then, Keri?
I roll my eyes because I think that was a cheap shot to say that I'm saying what I'm saying for emotional reasons, which immediately cuts off any validity of what I said from a logical perspective. I'm 100% not coming from an emotional place. That's why I prefaced it with I'm normally a eat the meat, spit out the bones type of person. Like, I'm not so pick and choose all of the different, things, but the sentiment of what you were saying was just okay. I'm like, so let me find so where is not even the value of a woman? Where does he even like a woman inserted into the picture? Like, where should she be then? Because the flip side,
And before you go into that point, Keri, it was a shot. That's exactly what it was. It was a shot to make it seem like you're not logical. It seemed like you're only using emotion to create the point that you're trying to make or the point that you're trying to convey to the audience. And it was also used not just to shame you, but to generalize it that, like, yeah, look at Keri. She is an example of what all women do. They're emotional, not logical. When it's crazy, we can pull up a video of Anton wife literally saying he's emotional and not logical. I'll save you guys that for next time.
Is if you go talk to, if you give advice to a woman, you're going to give her advice to find a man who's on his purpose. But now I'm listening to you describing a man on his purpose, and it doesn't seem like there's any room for the woman. So help me out on that.
Catching on,
So
Keri.
here's
Look, even Molly is going against him. You catching up, Keri? And it's just this man because Molly is married to a white man. I'm pretty sure part of his purpose involves his wife. And then you have to ask yourself, what kind of Christian man is really a God-fearing man if his wife isn't a part of his purpose? How can you, how can my wife and our son not be a part of my purpose? That absolutely makes no fucking sense. Let's keep going.
here's the thing. We got to go back to the core of the conversation. The core of the conversation is choosing between your purpose and family because, again, what I said is that it's very difficult to do both because eventually what happens is you're speaking about what the purpose of a woman is. What I'm speaking on is that the purpose of a woman changes depending on what she's emotional about and if she feels seen inside of a relationship while this guy continues to chase his purpose. So let's just say hypothetically, for the sake of conversation, that they're on one accord, that they on board with each other, and that they going in this particular direction, right? Because I think that this is a disingenuous conversation because we'd have to ignore the fact that video.
It is disingenuous. It's a very disingenuous conversation, but on you and Quentin and Slimmy's behalf, not on the women's behalf. It's disingenuous to say that a man will be more successful if he didn't get married. Well, Anton, we can't use you as an example for that because you're married. Slimmy said, well, all my homies married. All y'all homies married. So at the end of the day, it looked like marriage is benefiting y'all. That's a disingenuous conversation that y'all are having. Micca and Keri are honest. They saying, how can a husband say that his purpose has nothing to do with his wife or child? That's insane. But I expect that from a conservative black man who voted for Donald Trump and refuses to admit that Donald Trump has done wrong things as well. But let's continue. Shout out to the ladies for going at Anton and finally waking up. I can see them leaving the show and being replaced soon.
The video after video after video that we see a woman say, I don't feel this way, and I'm willing to break up my family. I'm willing to get a divorce. I'm willing to walk away from the situation and take my kids and go through an ugly fucking fight.
But Anton, we know that you're not going to use stats, but women are not just divorcing their husbands simply because they're unhappy. A lot of the time, they're divorcing their husbands due to abuse, bro, and you know it. It's usually due to abuse or it's due to something that happened within a relationship that caused her to say, yep, I gotta leave out of this situation. Like, I don't know. Let me look at Steven Crowder. When he was married in 2012, and then that video came out of his wife saying that, hey, I just want to go to the store, Steven. I just want to go. You can't use my car, bitch, until you learn how to respect me. The only way out of this is discipline and respect. And she said, no, there's another way. It's called a divorce attorney. And she left. She wasn't just unhappy for no reason. Steven Crowder's wife left him because he was abusive. She said that. Anton, don't worry about it. I got the video here because I absolutely despise Steven Crowder. How people feel about Charlie Kirk, I feel the way about Steven Crowder. I feel like he started what Charlie Kirk was doing. Let me help you, Anton, in case you forgot why a lot of women, not just black women, I know you want to relegate it to black women, but let me show you Charlie. No, oh, my bad. Let me show you Steven Crowder. He told his wife, because you refuse to do wifely things. That's why you can't get the car. That's why you can't use your account, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to buy you any type of thing you need as far as for the pregnancy. But let me let you hear for yourself.
Because I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary in abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries. There's no groceries. I'd be happy. Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes. How do you man? How do you man receive love and respect? No. How do the man? No, you're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You are not.
then I will ask someone to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
As long as that's Stephen.
She said, I will have somebody pick me up, Steven, since I can't use a car. He said, is that a threat?
Ask someone to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
As long as that's Stephen.
Get an Uber.
Okay, Stephen, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Stephen.
Like, I can't
Stephen.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
Stephen,
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Stephen.
And this is what we do. The only way out of this is discipline.
The only way out of this is discipline and respect. Child.
It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
We are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline or respect. There you go. You throw your hand, you give up so easily.
I don't give up, Stephen.
Hillary, you give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Stephen, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Stephen, your abuse is sick.
Oh, Anton. She said she loves Steven, but his abuse is sick. But according to Anton Daniels, these women are only leaving relationships because they woke up, had everything they ever wanted from a nigga, and they still were not happy. So they filed for divorce. Meanwhile, Steven Crowder's wife has had 2 children, married for damn near 10 years, tried to be good to this man, and he continuously abused her. Let's keep going and see what Anton got to say. I'm gonna be done with this soon.
While this guy needs all of his support, right? So we can define what the purpose of a woman is. More often than not, when you think about great men that are chasing their purpose, we see more examples of women that stepping off of that path than we do women that stepping further into that path. And even when they are in that path, then you got a Aisha Curry or you got a Michelle Obama. That's
Both great women, both who are holding down their households. Like, just say y'all don't like Michelle Obama because she's better than y'all. You know, I definitely don't like Aisha because she look better than y'all wives. The people who out here talking shit about Aisha Curry, the men, their wives don't hold a candlestick to Aisha Curry. It's just that simple. And they can talk about how she disrespect Steph Curry. That's how y'all feel. Steph Curry has repeatedly said he don't feel disrespected at all. But instead of acknowledging that, y'all just be on some, oh well, yeah, Aisha Curry disrespected her man. But her man said that she can say what the fuck she want to say. I'm confused.
said, I have to endure through this. Not that I'm embracing my purpose of being next to this guy, because I could have been my own purpose. I could have been my own woman as a result of it. I was already a lawyer. I was already this. I was already that. And so they then diminish what that guy did because they want to get the microphone too. So if we're having this conversation, and we got to have
How does Michelle Obama having a podcast diminish Barack Obama being the president, the former president of the United States of America? Oh, it doesn't. Like, one of the things that Anton does is he never actually substantiate any points that he make. He would say something like what he just said. Well, yeah, they want to take the shine away from the husbands because they don't want to shut the fuck up. Can you substantiate how they took the shine and how they did that intentionally? Oh, you can. Maybe because it's untrue. Right. That's my point, man. It's never genuine conversations. It's always, in my opinion, Anton does a lot of projecting because he's unhappy in his own relationship. That's just what I think, and that's my opinion.
Have it in truth, not based off of what we think should happen, based off of what we see happening. Every day we look at women that get on the microphone and they disrespect their husbands that are great by inserting themselves in their roles are supposed to be helpmeets, right? But they step outside of that role because of emotional connections, because they want to feel seen, because they want to have a fucking microphone.
No, no, no. You're confused because you believe that the role of a woman's life is to simply to be a helpmeet to a man. That's why you're confused. That's why you start your sentence with, well, they confuse their role of a help me because they're emotional, because they want to make money, because they want to have a career. No human wants to live in servitude to another human. It is not a woman's job to be a help me to anybody except herself. It's actually a man's job to help his family, to help his wife, his son, his daughter, his brother, his sister, his cousin. Those are men jobs. But the men today don't understand that. The men today are weaker than ever because they listen to these manosphere bandits who, if we're being honest, these niggas just want to use y'all because y'all bitter and know y'all gonna pay them $50 to talk shit about women on a super chat, bro. Y'all never have a chance to smack, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, let me not use that word. Y'all never had a chance to actually have sex with a woman like Micca in y'all life. And the only time y'all even talk to a woman that look like her is on Anton fucking show. Let's keep it 1,000, bro. That's what all this shit is really about more than anything else. Y'all are incels. Anton is an incel. Quentin definitely an incel. Slimmy, I think women just find him unattractive. Real talk. Like the way he speaks, the way he looks. I think like every woman I've done videos with that spoke about Slimmy said that he looked worse than Anton, which is crazy.
Because they gotta get their shit off. They gotta get their shit off. So I would argue that women are truly not living in their purpose when you see them attached to great men because they spend their time after that man even becomes great destroying his legacy by inserting their dumbass opinions instead of playing their position and being the helpmeet that they supposed to be according to even what the Bible says.
Okay, so what about Erica Kirk? Because when I heard Charlie Kirk talk about Erica Kirk, and somebody asked in the crowd, how does he keep his relationship? And he said that he's gone all the time, but he takes one day, and from Friday to Sunday morning, he takes no phone calls. He turns everything off, and he makes his family get up and go to church because he said there's something in the Bible that says I forget what it was, but he gets them up and he takes them to church on the Sabbath and things like that. So what I'm saying is, I guess Stephen A is still right because you have to.
No, Mika, don't bow down because you just want to not piss Anton off. Keep it 100. Both of them niggas are wrong. Niggas are wrong. This is why um, Serena Williams' husband came on there and he checked Stephen A. Stephen A. ain't had shit to say, bro. I gotta stop. There hasn't been a president that was unmarried. Why do you think that is? If marriage didn't matter at all, Why hasn't there been a president elected that was unmarried, bro? Like, yeah, I'm living like how Anton told me. I'm just fucking the hoes, being a president. No, no. Marriage means something. And it's crazy because when Anton talks to baby mamas or we talking to women that's for the streets, all this other manosphere bullshit, now he tells them that, you know, marriage matters. You see his fresh and fit video didn't pop because women not trying to hear shit from a short little fat nigga, bro. Let's keep it 100. He gonna tell them girls marriage the only thing that matters. But soon as the conversation shift, marriage don't matter at all. Not to a man's success. He don't need her. All right, bro.
want to do those things, right? Because it is a woman and it is going to take certain things. And according to Charlie, it's in the Bible on how to do it, right? But it is a lot because it is a woman. So if you're not interested in doing it, then you would do, I guess, what Stephen A said, which I find honorable because if you're not interested
But
in doing
again,
it,
you got to look at what Erica Kirk did. She gave up everything to follow him.
right? No, that's what. But that's you were saying those what type of woman does that? And I'm saying look at Erica Kirk because I've listened to Charlie Kirk talk about what he does and what she does with him, right?
She gave up everything to follow him. No, nigga, she was still working and everything. She still had her own fucking life like she do now. Y'all want to make it seem like every day these white men are getting submission from these white girls. It's the biggest lie of all time, bro. Where we can go talk to Rolla Tomasi and talk to these other men, they would say, "Yep, nope, nope, nope. They're fucking us over too, bro. They're taking us to child support court too. That's right, bro. It's not just y'all, bro. Not just the black man, bro. I'm sorry. The white man is getting it due to the white woman as well. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Keep going, man. This shit gonna be over
And that's
soon.
a man that was on his
I'm not
purpose.
saying that it's not possible. I'm saying that it's not likely for a man to be able to be successful. And I've seen women every day tear down a legacy of men. And as a matter of fact, Keri, I think it's very difficult for me to even try to convey this to you because in so many previous conversations, even the last time that we did a live stream, you were a huge advocate for these women having these voices that, in my opinion, I argued that they were actually ruining the legacy of a man by saying some of the stuff that they were saying. And you were saying, well, she needs her own voice and it's okay because this is what women are really going through. And so that's what I'm saying. Like,
I hate when you
is it,
summarize what I've said because you
Tell him, Kerry, because he gonna add some extra sauce to it and make it seem like you said some shit you didn't say. Is that what she said? Again, shout out to Kerry for keeping it 100, dog. And I mean that shit. Because there's so many women, like Micca was being in the moment, that's just not gonna be honest with Anton. Bro, you're lying. You're mischaracterizing what I'm saying. You want some bullshit. Look at him over there looking flabbergasted. Shout out to Kerry.
summarize it in a way that is not quite how I say stuff. But go on,
you're
keep
more than
going.
welcome to correct me. I'm not
Well,
saying
the
that
well, the
correct me.
well. I mean, okay, I can do that. But what's interesting about this is that I interjected by asking, so what do y'all like? What are we here for? Now, not because I don't know, not because I can't go to the word and find out, but because, like I said, the sentiment of what you were saying came across like a man with purpose, like almost we don't need y'all. And so I'm just trying to understand. So, where does a woman fit in? And from that, you switched it. We started looking at only famous people, which I always think is interesting that we use
You can use whatever example
celebrities
that you want.
all the time. We use
Not me.
celebrities all the time as like our there's people can be on their purpose and they're not famous. So I hate that we're always using them as these reference points. But nonetheless, you bring that up, and now we've shifted to a woman not knowing her purpose. And I really wanted you to answer the question. So a man on his purpose, is there no space for a woman? And if there is, what does that look like?
I always say this, and tell me if I say this or not. I say a woman is supposed to fill in the gaps. I say that all the time.
Okay.
What I see women doing nowadays is being in the way.
Okay, so tell them what filling in the gaps is. Talk to them like they're 5.
So filling in the gaps is not being the center of attention, not trying to be his equal, not trying to be his partner, but actually finding out the things that she needs to do to enhance what he already has going on without needing to be praised or without needing to stop him from doing what he needs to do. So
So basically, sit back and don't live a life filling the gaps. Well, no, absolutely not. This is why we know Rita's a slave and she's unhappy and she'll eventually divorce your ass and get you for alimony. She just waiting for Leslie to grow up and get to college so she can really leave your ass and get with a man who actually gonna dick her down and make her feel happy. That's what's gonna really end up happening one day. One day we're gonna wake up and get a surviving Anton Daniels story from the quote, I mean, from the source herself.
example, and I'm not, because Keri I don't know if I can use any examples because we can't use people that are visible to everybody. But I'll
I
just
did
use
not say that.
or you
Go
because you
ahead.
don't want us to use famous people, right?
No, I
I
just hate
mean,
that's like our point of reference for all. But go ahead, because we all know famous people. I know that's why you do it. But so go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna use this a fictional person, this
Okay.
X man. Okay. Man X is grinding, he's hustling, and he's growing, and he's becoming this great man, right? And a lot of times, what you'll see is a woman then has to start inserting herself to be visible, to capitalize, to also say, hey, look at me, look at what I did too. Now, the
What's the problem? My wife is getting her master's degree. Why shouldn't she brag about her accomplishment? What's the problem in that? Why do you feel so undermined when a woman is saying, yeah, I had this situation and yeah, and she want to brag about it? I just don't understand that, bro. My wife come and brag about some shit. It makes me feel good to see that she just happy, celebrating her new accomplishment. Why on earth would I make that about me? Why would I make that situation about me at all? Fucking weirdo, bro.
greatest women, in my opinion, are the ones that don't need the visibility, but they are the ones that stand in the gaps. And what standing in the gaps is the value add. It's whatever it takes to make his life easier for him.
Fucking Quentin just said it was sex. Y'all just agreed that the only value a woman brings to a man is sex. So now she has to do other stuff outside of sex. It's giving slave. It's giving you want a woman to be a slave, and yeah, women are not signing up for that. That's why people don't look up to Rita, and she's not, somebody known in Detroit for being, oh yeah, that's the honorable Anton wife. He treat her amazing. No, this is why you were not invited to the Hudson. Nobody want to be around niggas that shame women all day, bro. Keep it 100 with you. I did this video out of nowhere, getting some other shit done, but I really want to talk about this. Now I'm about to go to bed. At 2 o'clock, I'm definitely getting offline.
Him to continue to push forward and to make sure that he do whatever it is that he need to do. And it could be from making sure that the kids is taken care of to becoming, his accountant, to whatever it is that you see that he needs, but it doesn't prevent him from being able to continue to push himself forward and grow. That's what standing in the gaps are. right? It's being his assistant, it's doing this, it's doing that. And I think that there are
Just like I told y'all, Rita was a glorified assistant. She's not really his wife. She's just a glorified assistant. She's free labor. I don't think he really care about her, bro. I really don't. I don't think he genuinely cares about her, who she is, what she desire in life outside of their family. So sad.
women that can do it and probably do it sometimes. But we see too often at times that women want to have the microphone. And honestly, I think that a lot of these women, like the Michelle Obamas, actually think that they better than their husbands. They think that they smarter. They think that they wiser. They got to write a book. They got to go on a book tour. They can't wait for the kids to grow, get older, so that they can then do their own lives and do all of this.
Again, projecting. Why do you feel like Michelle feel like she better than Barack? Because she wrote a book? Because she wants to, have a opinion of her own about stuff? Why is that a problem for you? Oh, you don't give a fuck about your wife the same way Barack give a fuck about his wife. Got it. Got it. I'm almost done here.
Other type of stuff, and that's not standing in the gaps.
But by your
That is in no way, shape, or form standing in the gaps.
But by what you just said, you wouldn't know the women that stand in the gaps because they're not trying to be visible.
Oh, we see, we catch glimpses of them sometimes.
Glimpses, but they're not on a microphone like Michelle Obama.
Facts. We see.
So you wouldn't know if these women exist or not. That's the whole point. That's logic. You wouldn't know because they're quote unquote invisible by your own logic. So you wouldn't see them every single day on podcasts like the unruly women that you claim don't care about their husbands. Oh my God, bro. You're clearly not getting the fucking point. Let's keep going.
See glimpses of them sometimes. We catch them, we see them, we praise them until we don't. That's why we love Savannah James so much. That's why.
Bro, black men don't sit around talking about Savannah James, bro. Anton, you're a weirdo. You're the only person out here pedestalizing Savannah James, bro. I don't know no other nigga that just be like, yeah, I love Savannah James, bro. Like, it's a bad bitch right there. No, bro, I haven't met not one person like that. I never think about Savannah James, bro. I have my own wife. You have your own wife, Anton. I used to always ask Anton that, why you gotta use everybody else's wife? Is your wife what you want? My wife is what I want. I don't think about Savannah fucking James. I think about what is a wife, bro. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm thinking about LeBron James' wife when I think about the epitome of a good wife, child, not my own. Wow.
We
Best,
love Savannah James.
the
We
best
love
women
her.
are seen and not heard.
We love Savannah James because she just be standing in the fucking gaps. That's why we like her. That's why we love her.
Right, but what I'm saying is she's visible because of LeBron.
She has a podcast. She talks about all kinds of crazy shit. Let's cut the bullshit. It's not like Savannah doesn't have a career doing interviews and speaking. It's just when she speaks, she's not talking about LeBron James every fucking interview. She has a whole podcast just like Michelle Obama, but let me guess. Michelle Obama's unruly and you love Savannah James. Okay.
But what I'm saying is the ones that maybe their husbands aren't basketball players, and maybe their husbands are super, productive and everything, but their husbands aren't basketball players, so they're not being seen. There are tons of those women, and they're not going to get an interview, or they're not going to get, a podcast isn't going to call them and say, hey, what is it like to be this, that, and the third? So you wouldn't know those women. So again,
You don't see Vanessa Bryant doing interviews?
right, but her husband, okay, but you see her because what her husband does,
You
right?
don't see Vanessa Bryant?
Okay.
Vanessa Bryant is a
We see Vanessa Bryant all the time, bro. and she's a widow. So what the fuck are we even talking about? Oh my God.
Ghost. We
No,
don't
what I'm
see
saying
her.
is you see her because of what he does. He has a purpose and a career that is visible. But let's say you have a person that's a I don't know a top doctor making millions and millions of dollars, right? You don't know that doctor, so he's not as visible as a basketball player, right? And he could be making the same amount.
The point is, Anton, you can't speak in a general sense for all these people that you don't know how they're living. That's the point. That's the point, bro. Easy, easy, easy. But you lack comprehension skills, so you don't understand. Fourth grade reading level.
The money, but he's not visible like that. But he has a purpose and he's moving, he makes money, right? So you don't know the woman that's standing in the gap for him to be making those millions. So what I'm saying is you see them because of the visibility of being a basketball player. But what I'm saying is there there are plenty of women like that. They're just
I
not
don't think
talking.
so. I don't think so.
Okay.
There's plenty of women like that, Anton. A lot of black men like myself, we have beautiful black wives. And there's a lot of us out here. There's a lot of black women that do exactly what their husbands say. And there's some that don't. You know, it is what it is. But more of them like Molly exist, bro. Stop.
I don't think so.
It's the same difference as women saying, "Oh, there's no good men." Da, 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 da. There's tons of them. You just
Exactly. She's hitting it right on the head. Anton saying that there's no good women out here is the equivalent of women saying there's no good men out here. Both are illogical. Both lack truth, and both come from an emotional point, Anton, because you know that there's good women out here. Today he's gonna say all these bitches bad. And they seen he'd be over talking to Lucky Marie, a baby mama, and telling her she's gonna be somebody's wife one day. Can't make this shit up.
want to stay in the hood and look for those men.
No, that's
Why
not
don't
true. The women
do
that
you
y'all
not think
celebrate
so
the
because
most,
of what you see online? Like if it to Mika's point, if you don't hear from those women, then why do you think they don't exist? Because of the women you do hear from online?
no, I look at how y'all don't celebrate the ones that stand in the gaps. And I just looked at a video. As crazy as it sounds, right? I literally just looked at a video. I chose not to react to it because I didn't even want to give it no visibility. LeBron was saying whatever he was saying, and Savannah was almost quiet as a church mouse on that whole episode where LeBron was there.
No, she wasn't. You saw a clip. She wasn't quiet at all because she was hosting the show with Phantom, Kai Cenat, LeBron, Savannah, and one of Savannah's friends. She brought her friend there so they can engage in conversation. You're lying once again. Why would Savannah be quiet on her podcast? Fuck are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
Right on their podcast. I seen women going off on LeBron from him saying that he don't want to be by himself and he want to be with her or whatever. And it's not because he not praising her and all of this stuff. And so what they was basically saying was that he needed to speak up more on her and give her more visibility and all of this stuff. And women, most women want the attention. That's why women don't celebrate Savannah James. They go and they have a conversation about all of these other women that's supposedly doing these great things. Women by default, in my opinion, from observation, from reading the word of God or whatever, by default, most women are rebellious. They have a rebellious nature, a rebellious spirit in them. They're rebellious. They're
So
not looking to do the things that y'all keep saying that they're doing. Most
but
women
when you
are
That's
looking.
when you're
Most
thinking of
women
the
are
when you're
looking to.
And Anton, you gotta relax. Most women are not rebellious. Most women just want to be left the fuck alone and find a man that's gonna do right by them. It's just that simple. Shit is not rocket science, bro. They just want a man's gonna do right by them, not beat their ass, not run them into debt, et cetera, not run away from their responsibilities. It's just that simple, bro. Shit is not rocket science, bro. I'm listening to a little bit more than this, and I'm out of here, man. It's 1:30. I'm gonna go to bed.
Be the star. They want to be
Anton,
visible. They want to be acknowledged.
that can't
They
be
want
true.
all
If
of that
there
shit.
are tons of, if there are tons of women that are, I literally grew up with nothing but that. Women that just were housewives. They didn't say anything.
I don't know why you using your personal situation, Micca. None of us are.
Again, and that's the sassiness, because she's saying that she's seen it in her real life. Women be submissive to their husbands. It's just Anton's not getting that, and that's why he's so unhappy with his relationship. But I'm gonna do a part two to this one, man. I'm doing some stuff tonight. I'm about to go lay down with my wife, eat some chips, watch a movie, and go to bed. With that being said, I'm out of here, guys. Sent God out.